Welcome to Homemaking with Mima. I apologize for the lighting in here. There's just no good lighting. I think we're going to invest in some better light bulbs. We can't get the unit like I've got in my laundry room because of the way this light fixture is, but just bear with me. We're investigating to try and get that change, make it a little brighter down here. So today's video is I'm just going to be going through what I have left in my upright freezer and in my pantry items as far as what we need to use up first. Back in early February, I had gone through and I had done a video showing you things that we needed to eat up because of the date or when it was frozen, that sort of thing. And so that's what this video is about. And also, I'm going to be including what I've got canned on my canning shelves. It's not a lot, but it's a start, and I plan on doing some more canning projects. So come on along and join me. We've gone through quite a bit of the chickens. We only have one thing of chicken thighs left. These I do have a plan for, I just haven't done it. We have 3 packages of pork links, 1 package of pork sausage from our pork that we had gotten last year. And then I have this brisket. And I've seen some videos of people canning this, so that I might actually do that. We just didn't eat it, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. But this is such a small one that it's gonna be a small batch if I just do this one. So I'm thinking I'm gonna look and see what the if the stores have any that are on sale now that we're March is all over with, you know, the where you traditionally would eat corned beef and cabbage and potatoes and that. So I'm thinking of canning this up. So that's my plans for that. Okay, so I grabbed the use it up first bucket, and I have added some things to it just because I'll get into that. So anyway, this is from the upright freezer. We still have all these tortillas. We still have the enchilada sauce that I had made. So I'm going to have to force ourselves to have enchiladas just because I want to get rid of that. I just want to use it up. We have 2 sweet corns. As you can see the date, 9/22. This was freezer corn that we had done back in 22. And we only have 2 left. And so I'm looking forward to doing more freezer corn. I prefer the freezer corn, the sweet freezer corn, over canning the corn. I don't know. I just think the texture of the corn is better. And I pulled these out of my refrigerator because they just weren't getting used, and I knew that they would go bad. So I have some date syrup. It was for a recipe that I had made and didn't really care for the date syrup, so I got to figure out something to use with that. I have these banana peppers that I don't have a problem using up. We have the sugar-free barbecue sauce that I won't have a problem using up. Pizza sauce, never have a problem using that up. Green chilies, I used some up in a recipe, but for some reason we just don't use those whole small little cans, especially if we're making like that nacho dip, you know, where you have cooked hamburger, Velveeta cheese, cream cheese, rotel or salsa, and then I always put like only a half a can. So, but we won't have a problem using that up. And this was the fresh. It says fresh tomato juice. It's what I had taken out of my freezer. I cooked it down, and then I had gotten the peelings and the seeds out of it. And I used some of it in a recipe, but I had not used all of it. So there's that. And then I had some unsweetened milk that was tucked away in the back of our refrigerator. And it was going to go, the date was going off on it. So I decided, okay, what can I do with this? I don't want to throw it away. So what I did was I just put it in pint jars. I left enough room. You just have to be careful freezing in jars, but I left enough room for the expansion. You can't really tell, but it was below the rim. It's just because I think the way that it froze in the freezer like that. But when you freeze a liquid in the small mouth jars, go below the rim. that rim that's right there. Uh, go below it, so that way then you won't have a problem. So that's what I've got to eat up. That is not a lot. And then for the pantry items, because I had done that pantry, forced myself to use up stuff. We still have the graham cracker crust, one thing of strawberry raspberry jam. We still have this beef stew mix, and the barley. So I'm thinking I might make up some more beef and barley stew and just freeze it. I'm not really sure. You can't can barley in for canning, so I'm not going to do that. But there's not much left there, and I want to use it up. We have this one Fiesta dip. I don't think that'll be a problem for us because realizing that it's Fiesta, it's really good. So that I don't see a problem with. We still have a spaghetti squash, manicotti. We're not manicotti eaters, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm thinking of making like a lasagna soup and breaking these up for the noodles in it. That's my thought on that. We still have some pinto beans here. Lots of grape jelly. We're slowly going through that. I have a can of black beans that need to get used up, a can of northern. Still the 2 sweet carrots. I need to just bring that up. In fact, I'm going to set one out. Bring it up. No one else really cares for like sweet pickles or anything, just me. So I'm going to force myself to eat that. A little bit of this tomato powder left. I did use some of it when I made, I believe it was the beef and barley that I had made. So that's all I've got left to use up, which isn't bad at all. I mean, I have been replenishing my shelves slowly. I hadn't done a shopping restock in 4 months. So, and I had done one, and I've got that as a video if you look into the playlists. And I just did mainly some canned goods. But I'm just slowly going to start replenishing. And then this here is my $5 pantry shelves here. So that's not included. Not yet, but it is stuff that we're going to eat. But we're not touching that yet. We got plenty of other food to touch. And condiments, we're slowly going through them. So I'm going to have to maybe do a restock on some of that. Personal items, lots of spices here. We do not need spices for a long time. So we're good on that, especially salt. The chips, we go through them. I'm not worried about them. The pasta, I've been slowly going through the pasta that I had bought up on. So I'm not too worried. If I buy more pasta for restocking my personal pantry, I'll move the older stuff ahead and then put the newer stuff behind. So that's that. We're really good over here. We're good on all these here for right now. So yeah, I think we're doing good. I am going to be ordering some more canning lids. I do use 4Jars. I'm not affiliated with them at all. I'm not a sponsor. I have watched other YouTubers use them, and they have had such good success. I've only had 2 fails. And if you watched my latest video on when I canned this pepper jelly that's right here, I had explained the fact that the fails that I had were 99.9% human error, me. I've mentioned it before. I am not a seasoned canner. I've only been canning for 4 years. But my shelves are filling up a little bit at a time. Here's that cranberries. We had canned some cranberries. The 3 that I had canned, they're pushed in the back. These are all ones that I had canned in, I don't know what the date is on that. It was January. I must have had them in my freezer for a while. And then I canned them up. But anyway, we're drinking through that. I don't sweeten my cranberry juice. For health benefits, just drinking the cranberry juice as it is, and we don't drink huge glasses of it. You certainly can mix it with other juices, which I have, like grape juice. I've mixed it with grape juice just so it's easier for me to drink. Um, but I can it without it being sweetened. This is all my beef broth here. I didn't know I was going to be doing my canning. Well, I might as well just finish. So we have beans, and beans. I had done a video where I had canned beans, so we're really good on beans. Here is the beef. This is beef. This was the older beef when we had gotten our newer beef. That's in that freezer I have a video on me merging everything. And what I had done is I canned up what I could to make room for the newer beef. Same with the burger. I only have 2 chicken left, so I am going to have to buy up some chicken breasts. I usually get them at Aldi, and then I do a whole canning session with that. We have pork, more ground beef in the quart size. Actually, no, that's venison. So that is venison. So I have a few rows of venison. I'm not a huge fan of wild game, the flavor of it, but when I cooked up the hamburger and when I canned this, I used better than bouillon beef broth and used that, mixed that with the liquid so that when I canned it, that was the liquid that I used. Homemade vegetable chicken soup, that was using up freezer vegetables that I had in the freezer. I didn't want them to go to waste, so I had done that project. Pea soup, ham and bean soup, lots of that, lots of different sizes for that. One lonely thing of carrots, that's going to have to be another project. These are garden green beans. We don't have much left, but garden season is coming up, so we'll have enough until I can till the season comes. We'll eat as much as we can fresh, and then I'll can it up. I have to do potatoes. There's that pepper jelly, which we ate it with pork chops the other day. We warmed it up because it is really thick because of that pectin. So if I do this again, I'm going to use a different recipe that doesn't use as much pectin. And but we heated it up. We put a small jar into the little crock pot, and then we used it as a dipping sauce for our pork chops. It was so good. It was really good. So that's all that I have canned. I have a project. I want to do potatoes here soon because we are completely out. And we like the canned potatoes, not only to throw into like a stew, but for frying up, that sort of thing. And then, oh, I forgot to also show here that I have these 2 packets of salsa mix. I'm going to be making up some salsa, but I'm going to be doing it in the smaller jars like this. We don't eat a lot of salsa, large quantities of it at a time, and I don't want it to sit in the refrigerator and go bad. But I have petite tomatoes, which that recipe calls for. So I have plenty of them to do a batch, which will be a video coming up in the future. So that is it. This is just a quick review of what I have left, which isn't much. We have been eating through my hamburger chubs. If you watched that video of what I had for that freezer when I merged things and I found the surprise extra 25 pounds of hamburger. So we are eating that. I do plan on, I've been researching some things other than canning the hamburger, because the texture of canned hamburger is different than texture of hamburger that you would cook fresh. But I like it because it's shelf stable. It's great for chilies, if you're going to make lasagna or a goulash, just any quick meal. So, but I have plenty of that for right now. But I'm looking up other recipes to do more, maybe like some meals in a jar, like ready meals that you don't have to add much to. So I've been researching that so that I can use some of that hamburger up, because when our quarter beef comes, we're going to get more hamburger from that as well. Not as much as what we had, and we're not going to order any extra, but I don't want to have that much hamburger that's taking up my freezer space. Yes, we will be putting the new quarter cow and half a pig in this freezer. It's clean. It's been shut off. We'll turn it on before we pick that up, and then we can get everything, all the new stuff into there. So that is it for what I've got left to force myself and my family to eat up, just to cycle through things. So not bad at all, I don't think. If you like this kind of content, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I want you to make it a great day.